Bonjour tout le monde! Hello everybody! It's Kelly again and welcome to lesson number 4 of Healing Our Spirits, Reconnecting Through Music. Welcome once again, everybody. I hope you are doing well today. I just wanted to remind you to make sure you have your fiddle all tuned up for today's lesson. And don't forget, the 4 notes we have on the fiddle are E, A, D, and G. So please make sure you have your fiddle all tuned up. Also make sure your bow is ready to play. So if you took your bow out of the case, don't forget you need to turn the screw to make sure that the hair of the bow is tight enough for you to be able to play. Not too tight, but still tight enough. And it would be a good idea also to add some rosin to your bow. So maybe put on some rosin for, 15 to 30 seconds. I've got my rosin here and I've already rosined myself up. And don't forget, if you need to be comfortable while you're playing, you can absolutely add, the sponge to the back of your fiddle, or you can use a soft cloth, or you can use both of those things just to make sure you feel really comfy and cozy when you're playing. And the last thing I'll remind you about is don't forget, if your nails are getting a little bit long, you've got to cut your nails or file your nails down, and make sure to ask your adult for some help for that. To make sure everything is okay. All right, so today we're going to have a lot of fun because today we're going to start learning our very first song. The song that we'll be learning today is the song we're going to be doing at our recital together. So I'm very excited that we're finally at a point where you've learned so much about the fiddle, you can start learning your very first song. Now, before we dive into learning the song, I want to do a bit of a review with you, and I want to make sure we remember together all the things we've learned so far. So, why don't we start with a little bit of a warm-up? For today's warm-up, I want to start with some of the deep breathing we've been doing together. So, starting with breathing in and breathing out. All together, let's do it together. In. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Awesome. All right, now we're going to shake it out. Shake it out down towards the ground. Let's go all the way to the top now. Shake it up to the sky. Let's shake it up in front of us. Shake it up. Shake it all out and shake to the sides. Awesome. Awesome. Back towards the ground. You're doing great. One more time up towards the sky. Fantastic. All right, let's warm up our hands a little bit and give ourselves some warm fingers so that we can move them while we're playing today and get really comfortable. Hopefully that feels nice. And let's start with doing a bit of shoulder rolling. So let's roll our shoulders backwards. Yeah, that feels so good. Oh my goodness. Rolling the shoulders backwards. Okay, why don't we do the other direction? Roll them frontwards. Now this is really important because we need to keep our shoulders as relaxed as possible when we play. And you've been learning so much about the fiddle. Sometimes if you feel like you've gotten a little bit of a cramp or you're not feeling as comfortable, make sure you take a little break and shake it out. Put your fiddle down somewhere and shake it out. Awesome. All right, let's finish off with our windmills. We've done this, I think, every time. Just a nice big stretch with our arms. Get a nice big stretch. Oh, that feels good. And we were going backwards. Why don't we go the other direction now? Forwards with our windmills. Great. And I feel like doing one other stretch today, if that's okay with you. So lift one of your arms up into the air and put it right behind your head and grab onto your shoulder and just pull just gently. And that feels really nice too. And just pull your arm nice and gently. And that gives a nice stretch. All right, now let's do the opposite arm. So lift your arm up into the air and then gently just pull here on to your elbow, and it gives you a nice stretch. I'll show you what it looks like from the back. So hopefully you've maybe done this stretch before. It feels really nice around the shoulder area, around the back area, and I think we are good to go. I'm going to shake it out one last time now that we've done all these stretches. All right, time to get started. Last week we spent a lot of time kind of getting familiar with playing the open strings of the fiddle. And what I would recommend to you is every time you practice, playing some notes on the open strings is very, very good to do. It's a great, great way to warm up. So I want to do a little bit of a fiddle warm up with you now. So let's do that together. All right, so let's start with holding our fiddle out right in front of us. All right, we've done this many times now. Point it up towards the sky, and let's get it nice and comfortable on our left shoulder. And we're going to place our chin on the chin rest. The chin goes there with a bit of the side of the jawbone and get that really nice and comfortable. All right, does that feel okay? Hope that feels good for you. All right, and why don't we start with just a few plucks. We're going to do a few plucks now, just to make sure we have all our strings ready to go. So let's do the E string 3 times. 1, 2, 3. The A string 3 times. 1, 2, 3. The D string 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And the lowest string G 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Really good. All right, I'm going to put my fiddle down in a safe place. I've got a little table here in front of me. And I just want to do a quick review of our bow hold. Now, I'm sure you're getting good at making the hopping bunny. So let's go ahead. We're going to hop the bunny all the way to the frog area of the bow. And we're going to have the bunny's mouth open. Okay, so I'm opening the bunny's mouth. And the bottom part, which is my thumb, it stays nice and bent here. We want to make sure it stays bent when we're playing. And we're going to place it right here. Okay, right here. And once it's placed there, we're going to have the mouth of the bunny close. And we have the bunny ears are still sticking up. So the bunny starts to get a little bit tired. So its ears start going down. So we've got one ear coming down on the silver. Let's do that together. And one ear just laying right on top of that frog. So see how the tip of the pinky is just right on the piece of wood, whereas the other ones are just curling in front, just a slight little bit there. And hopefully that feels okay. So we're going to do a little warm up with our bowing arm, which is our right arm. Let's do those windshield wipers. Awesome. A few windshield wipers. Hopefully that feels okay for you. Awesome work. The next thing I want to do is stir the soup. Can we stir the soup together? Yeah, awesome. Stirring the soup, we're getting all our muscles in our right hand are getting stronger and stronger because we're getting used to being able to hold the bow and get really comfortable with that. Awesome, awesome work. So I'm going to keep holding the bow, and because I have my fiddle really close by here right in front of me on this table, I'm going to now hold it up and hold it here. And let's go ahead, turn it up to the sky, okay? Turn it up to the sky, and I'm going to put it right on my shoulder here, and that's feeling pretty good. Now last week, we learned to hold the fiddle towards the bottom of the neck. So when I say the bottom, I mean close to this part here. Do you remember what this is called? This is the scroll, okay? So we're going to move our hand down towards the scroll. We're still touching the neck part of the fiddle. And don't forget there should be a little space, a little window here between your thumb and your index finger. So there's a little window there. So you're holding the neck of the fiddle just towards the top part of your thumb and the lower part of your index, but it's not touching this bottom part. There's a little window, little air bubble there. So let's see if you can get comfortable doing that. If you are comfortable, let's now start with playing some open strings. So we're going to go ahead and start with the smallest string. Do you remember what it's called? We've got the E string to start. So let's place our bow right on that E string and we're going to start playing. So let's go ahead with 4 E string notes. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And I hope you remember that we're not going to make a chicken looking thing. We're going to definitely use the bottom part of our arm to move up and down, not this part here. Very good. Let's move on to the next string. So we were on E, and to get to the A, look at my elbow is moving so that I can get to the next string. We've got A string. Let's give that a try. 4 notes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. All right, so we started on E. We moved to the A. Let's go to the next one. It's called D. All right, here we go. That was 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully that feels okay. So now let's practice again, going from the E to the A. See how my elbow is moving? E, A, D, and now the lowest string is G. So you'll notice that my elbow is not pointing down towards the ground anymore. It's kind of pointing out to the side. So now we're ready to play on G. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome work. Great. So now let's start to review the fingers that we added last week. All right, so last week we did start with adding our index finger, which in Fiddle Talk we typically call this our first finger. And the reason we call this our first is because we're not using our thumb to press on the strings ever. Because our thumb is just supporting on the side here. So we cannot use it to press the strings. We're going to be using our index finger. Our middle finger is called our second finger. Our ring finger is our third finger. And our pinky will be our fourth. And in the music that we'll be learning together, we're only going to be using number 1, number 2, and number 3. So let's start with putting finger number 1, or our first finger, on E, the smallest string. So let's go ahead and play open E. And now let's play first finger on E. Try that again. Open E. And now first finger on E. Awesome. Now, take a look at where my first finger is. Okay, so there's a bit of space between the open string and the first finger. And you'll notice that the part of my finger that is touching the string is the tip of my finger. The tip of my finger is touching the string. Close to where my nail starts, but my nail isn't touching it. You'll also notice that my fingernail is kind of facing, when I hold it like this, my fingernail, which is right here, is kind of facing my left shoulder here. So there's a bit of an angle. It's not completely straight towards my face. It's coming a little bit towards my left shoulder. So hopefully that helps you a little bit. And of course it is completely curved like a little hook, okay, when I put it down on the string. So let's try that one more time. And when you play, let's let's try alternating between the open and the first finger. All right, let's go. Open, first, open, first, open, first, open, first. Awesome, really good work. Okay, let's add a little bit of a challenge now. I want to add a little bit of rhythm to what we're doing. We're gonna go like this. Did you hear that? So, open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one. Do you want to say that with me? Let's try saying it together. Open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one. Okay, so let's see if we can now do that on the fiddle together. Let's go. Open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one. How does that feel? It might be a little hard, but let's try it a few times together. Let's try it again. Here we go. Open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one. Awesome, awesome. Let's do it one last time. Here we go. 1, 2, here we go. Open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one. Hopefully you can feel the rhythm starting to move us there. So that's a really good way to really practice going from the open string to your first finger. So hopefully that feels kind of fun to do. And that's something you can practice this week. Let's see if we can try it on the A string now. All right, so we've been doing it on the smallest string, E. Okay, don't forget to get to the A. We're gonna move our right elbow a little bit upwards. Do you see how the bow is changing to a different string here? That's what we want. So now we're gonna do, I'll play it for you once. We're gonna go open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one. So it's the same thing, but we've switched to the A string instead of the E string. Let's say the rhythm again. So we had open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one. Can you do that? Let's do it one more time. So we've got open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one. Now let's do it on the fiddle. Let's go to the A string. So move your elbow so you're right on the A string there. And let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3, go. Open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one. Hopefully that felt good. Let's do it again. All right. We've got to repeat it a few times to get nice and comfortable. Open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one. Awesome. I'm kind of moving a little bit because I'm finding this to be really fun. Let's do it one more time, okay? So same thing again. Get your bow ready onto the A string and let's get started. Open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one, open, one. Wow, nicely done. Nicely done. Adding a rhythm makes things so much fun. All of that practice hopefully makes you a little bit more comfortable using your first finger on the E string and on the A string. Now I want to go ahead and start using the second finger. That's your middle finger. So if you notice, I'm going to just go ahead and show you. I have my first finger here and my second finger goes here. And once again, it's the tip of the finger that's touching the string, okay? And there is a bit of a gap between the two. They're not touching. A space is right between the two strings. So now what I want to do is use our fun rhythm and go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Do you think you could do that? Let's say it together first. We've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so let's try playing that. We'll do it a little bit slow to start because that second finger is not something we've practiced too much yet. So we'll go 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. How did that feel? Hopefully that was okay. So let's give it a try again. We'll do it a few times. So 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So I kind of move my body to kind of help you really see when I switch. This time I'm not going to move my body. I'm only going to focus on my fingers. Are you ready? Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we have one more finger combination to review. So we've done open to 1. We've done 1 to 2. Can you guess what's coming next? We're going to go 2 to 3. So we did learn about this last week, but I want to now do 2 to 3 with the rhythm we've been practicing. So before we jump into the rhythm, let's just do a quick review of the positioning of your third finger, finger number 3. So as you might remember, there was a space between 1 and 2. Okay, so there's a little bit of space, but between 2 and 3, 2 and 3, they are nice and close together. I like to call them best friends. So number 2 and number 3 do not have a big space between them. They're a half step apart instead of a whole step. 2, 3. Okay, and you'll notice once again I'm using the tip of my third finger kind of close by to where my nail is, okay? There's a little bit of a kind of a fat little spot there on the tip of my finger. And I'm really used to now putting my fingers on the strings. At first you might feel like, oh, that's kind of hard on the tip of my finger, but you'll get really used to it with a bit of practice. And we're gonna try now going 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. How does that feel? Do you want to say it together first? Let's say it. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay, awesome. So let's get into place. So why don't we just practice getting to that second finger? So we have open string first. Let's go with the open. First finger. Second finger. Okay, so leave that second finger there and let's start with that one with our rhythm. Okay, we've got our finger right in the right spot and now we're going to start playing together. Ready? 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. How did that feel? Let's try that together again. 1, 2, here we go. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, Okay. Hopefully that's feeling okay. Don't forget, those two fingers are going to be nice and close together like best friends. Okay, so let's try that again. 1, 2, here we go. Awesome work. Very good. So now we've really practiced warming up our fingers. So for these next couple of weeks between today's lesson and lesson number 5, which will be the next lesson, I want you to make sure you practice all of these notes and get really comfortable doing that, because the more comfortable you are playing these 6 notes that we have, A, A1, A2, A3, and then E and E1, the easier learning the song for our recital is going to be. All right, so now I am actually going to play for you the song we're going to be playing together at our group recital. So I want you to just take some time to listen. This is actually a good time to put your fiddle down, put your bow down in a safe spot, and if you feel like dancing a little bit, you can absolutely do that, okay? So here is the song, and the song is called Boil the Cabbage Down. Here we go. Boil the Cabbage Down has 2 parts. So the first part, we're going to call it the A section, and the second part is going to be called the B section. And today we're going to start with learning the A section. Are you ready? Let's go! The most exciting part of Boil the Cabbage Down is the rhythmic part of this song. So I actually want to start with a little bit of movement to the rhythm of the song. So what we're going to do together is we're going to go like this. Long, short, short, long, short, short. Can you try that with me? Let's give it a try. Long, short, short, long, short, short. Amazing. Okay, let's do it 4 times in a row without stopping. Are you ready? Long, short, short, 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 long, short, short. How did that feel? Was that okay? Awesome. Okay, now I want you to pretend you're holding your bow. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with a down bow, meaning we're going to go down like this with our arm, okay? So we're going to go long, short, short, long, short, short. Does that feel okay? Let's give that a try. So start up here and we're going to go down for our long, long, short, short, long, short, short. Do you see that? We're kind of exaggerating the feeling of bowing, but for our longs, we're going to go all the distance of the bow, long, then 2 short notes, short, short. So you'll notice we won't be able to use the whole bow for those shorts. So long, short, short. All together now. Long, short, short. And then we're going to go long, short, short. Try that with me. long, short, short, 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 long, short, short. Amazing. Okay, so now what I want you to do is keep pretending you have your bow and you're going long, short, short with your bow, but I'm actually going to play on the fiddle and I want you to say it with me, okay? Say it and also watch me do it, okay? I'm going to just do it on an open E string. Are you ready? So I'm starting where my hand is up and I'm going to go long, short, short, 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 long, short, short. So were you able to go long, short, short, long, short, short with me? I hope so. Let's try it one more time. This time, I'm going to do it on the second string. So we did it on E. Now we're going to do it on A, okay? So keep just pretending, and then after you've pretended, we're going to try it with the bow and the fiddle. Are you ready? So let's start with now on the A string. We're going to go long, short, short, 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 long, short, short. Awesome work. Awesome, awesome work. How does that feel? Are you ready to pick up your fiddle and your bow? Let's give that a try. Why don't we start it on the E string, the smallest string, and place your bow kind of close to the frog onto the string because we need to do a long stroke, a long bow stroke. And it's going to be a down bow, meaning that your hand's going to move downwards towards the floor. So we're going to go together, long, short, short. Do you see that? So we're going to go long, short, short. And then we're going to go long. So this long one is going to go from the tip. We're moving our hand upwards. So that is called an up bow. Okay, so let's try that up bow. Okay, so you're starting at the tip and moving upwards, long. Now we're going to do two shorts, short, short. Let's do that together now. Long, short, short, 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 long, short, short. Wow, okay, you did a lot of those. How's that feeling? Is that feeling okay? If you need a few more seconds to practice it, that's totally fine. Don't forget, you could pause the video and practice it without me for a minute or two. Now let's go to the next string. We're going to do the same rhythm, but starting on the A string. So we're going to start with our down bow, meaning we're going to start closer to the frog. So we're going to put the bow hair onto the A, okay? Not the E, but the next string A. And we're going to go ahead and play 1, 2, here we go. Long, short, short, 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 long, short, short. Wow, okay, you're doing so well. So that's something you should practice on your fiddle when you're warming up. Okay, so now we're ready to start with the first few notes of Boil the Cabbage Down. So I'm going to invite you to put your second finger, that's your middle finger, down on the A string. So let's just try to get that note. So we're going to start with the open A just to find, okay? First finger on A, second finger on A. That second finger on the A string is the first note for boil the cabbage down. So when you start to play the song, you can always just do this as a way to get ready. Open, 1, 2. And then take a little second. You can get all ready for the first part of the song. All right, so this is how the song starts. Second finger, and we're gonna do long, short, short, long, short, short. Let me play it for you once. I want you to listen, and then we'll do it together. So listen carefully. We've got long, short, short, long, short, short. Can you do that with me now? So this is the first part of Boil the Cabbage Down. Here we go. 1, 2, here we go. So hopefully that felt okay. So if you think about it, it was long, short, short, long, short, short. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, very good. So after you've done that, so we've got second finger, we're going to do the same rhythmic pattern, so the same rhythm, but using our third finger. Okay, so let's put our third finger down on the string. Don't forget, third finger and second finger are best friends, so they're going to be really close together. And we're going to go ahead and do this rhythm. I'll play it for you once, and then we'll try it together. Long, short, short, long, short, short. Can you do that with me? So third finger down on the A string. Let's try it. 1, 2, here we go. Long, short, short, long, short, short. How does that feel? Is that okay? Let's do it one more time. Here we go. 1, 2, here we go. All of that together, starting with the second finger. 1, 2, here we go. Now your third finger. Nicely done. Let's do that again. Second finger starts. 1, 2, here we go. All right, can you guess what might be coming next? Next, we're going to go back to your second finger and do the same pattern again. So let's give that a try. Second finger. Long, short, short, long, short, short. Can you do that with me? Let's give that a try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Long, short, short, long, short, short. Awesome. So now let's go from the top. So we'll have the rhythmic pattern on second finger, then we go to our third finger, and then we go back to our second finger. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third. Second. Awesome job. Awesome. Okay, what comes next after that? Well, next we're going to go to our first finger. That's our index finger. And it should sound like this. Long, short, short, long, short, short. Can you do that with me? Let's give it a try. Long, short, short, long, short, short. Awesome work. Let's put all of that together. So remember, the whole song starts with your second finger. Then we're going to go to your third finger. Then we're going to go back to the second finger. And then the new part was we're going to go to your first finger. Let's give that a try from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. amazing job with all this new and very challenging information today. So you've done really, really well. So to finish off for today's lesson, I just want to review that part of Boil the Cabbage Down we've learned so far. So this is part of the A section, the first half of the song. So we have 2, and then we're going to go to our 3rd finger, then we're going to go back to our 2nd finger, and then we're going to go to our 1st finger. And all during that time, each one of those fingers, we're going to do our long, short, short, long, short, short pattern, okay? So let's give that a try together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3. 2. 1. Amazing work. If you can play that every day, you'll be so good at this song for lesson number 4, where I'm going to show you the rest of the first section. I also really look forward to answering any questions you might have for me when we meet in person on Zoom. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of today and have fun practicing, everybody. See you soon.